Hello, welcome back. Hey folks, I'm Juan. I am your group fitness instructor and your personal trainer. Today we have another brand new chair strength class. In today's class we will do everything on our seat. We'll be using the chair for support, but also just to make sure that we keep everything low impact. Folks, the only equipment that you will need today is a pair of hand weights. If you have dumbbells, now is your time to go grab them. And I'm not talking about your significant other. I've got jokes. If you don't have dumbbells, how about you grab either 2 bottles of water or 2 cans of food. Anything that you can hold on to in your hand that will add a little external resistance. If you don't have anything, or if you don't feel like using any external resistance, then you can perform the entire class with only your body weight and still get a very good workout. Folks, before we begin, I do want you to just take a moment, scan from head to toe. How are you feeling? How is your body? And more importantly, is there anywhere in your body that needs a little extra love or TLC? If there is, be sure to be gentle with yourself. Otherwise, if you're ready, let's get moving. Sitting up nice and tall and scooting to the front edge of your seat, I'd like you to just start with some toe taps. Now these toe taps become heel lifts. Bring it back to just tapping and lift those heels. Let's take this right into a seated march. Now, as we are marching in our seat, a couple of things. I want you to keep a neutral spine. I want you to brace in your abdominals, so keep your core nice and tight. Also, be aware of how hard or how much impact you're putting into the ground, because that impact is going to translate back up into your joints. So you want to control your deceleration, right? So that way you avoid any unnecessary pain or ailment later. If you have not already started pumping your arms, go ahead and pump them. Now we're going to take this march forward and back. Up, up, back, back. Bring it back to just alternating toe taps. Now let's make these alternating heel lifts. We're going to march. We're going to march with our legs a little wider. Now bring them narrow. Take them out. Bring them in. I've placed my hands on the sides of my chair. This is going to isolate all of the work into my lower body, but it's also going to allow me to add a little support for my low back. So this way I'm not flexing at all through my spine. Nice. Sit here, still legs, nice and tall. I have a slight external rotation at the hips. Upper body, let's take some deep breaths, and with the breaths I want you to roll your shoulders up and back. As you inhale, shoulders are coming up. You're exhaling with the rolling back and down. We all know it, we remember it. Give me 2 big arm circles starting from the center of your chest. We're reaching all the way up and out. One more, just like that. Your left hand comes onto your left thigh, your right arm, we're going to reach diagonal. Give me some lateral flexion in your spine. Pull the elbow down. Again, we reach and pull that elbow down. 2 big arm circles. Right hand comes onto the top of our thigh. Your left hand, you're gonna reach diagonally, pull the elbow down. Again, let's reach and pull. Same thing, speed it up just a little. 2 arm circles. Right arm we reach. 2 arm circles. Left arm, let's reach. Again, 2 circles. Reach with the right arm. 2 circles. Left arm, let's reach. Bring it back into a march. Right, march forward and back. March nice and wide. Bring it narrow. Nice. Still lower body. Big arm circles in the top. Let's go. Right arm, reach. Big arm circles, 2 of them. Left arm, let's reach. Nice, we're gonna take 1 big breath. Both hands are coming all the way up. With the exhale, give me cactus arms. Again, inhale, arms come straight up. Exhale, give me those cactus arms. As you give me cactus arms, I want you to feel your back come to life. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them down. Engage in the posterior deltoids. That's right in the back of your shoulders. Engage in between your shoulder blades. Inhale up. Exhale, bring them down. Nice, hands on your thighs. Notice how I still have my legs nice and wide. I have a good solid base of foundation. Inhale here, chest lifts. Exhale, I want you to drop the chest. We're coming down towards the ground. Hands are on our thighs. Now, pushing off of your thighs, roll it up. We exhale as we drop down towards the ground. Inhale here as you're rolling it up. Nice work. Folks, we should feel nice and warm. We should feel ready to go. First part of the class, as I like to do, is all focused on lower body here. Only body weight. We're not going to be picking up any of our dumbbells at this point. I do want you to have a bottle of water or a cup of water or some water somewhere nearby so that as you do get thirsty, or if your mouth feels dry, just grab your water. Don't wait for me to instruct you to do so. First move. Starting on the right leg, again, we're still sitting at the front edge of our seat. We're going to keep our core nice and tight. Hands can come at the sides of the chair. I want you to lift your right knee, lift it pretty high. From here, you're going to flex or extend the leg and you're gonna flex at the heel, straight forward. Bring that knee in and then tap it down. So we're working the front of our hip flexor, and when you extend and you press that heel out, we're contracting in the quadriceps. So you should feel it from up here in your pelvis down to about the knee. Yeah? Okay, that's the move. We're gonna do 10 of them now. Right side only. Lift, extend out, bend, and down. Again, lift the knee, press that heel towards me, contracting, bend the knee again, and tap it down. We're gonna exhale every time we straighten that leg. So as we're coming back towards our body and the ground is when you inhale. We have 3 remaining. One last one. Nice. Sit up nice and tall. Take a moment to relax. The front of your thigh and your hip should be talking to you. Maybe it's screaming, but it definitely should feel warm. Okay? We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Remember, your hands should be placed at the sides of your chair. The point in doing so is that it will help us to not lose our posture, right? We want to keep our spine as neutral as possible. Left side, drive that knee up. Extend and flex the thigh. Bend, bring it down. We have 5 remaining. Make sure that you're actively contracting the top of that thigh every time you extend the leg towards me. One more. Make it nice and powerful. Nice work. Sit up nice and tall. We take a little breather. Now, as you're breathing, let me talk about the next move. I want you to pretend that we all have that most annoying thing happen that we don't like when we're walking outside. We've got gum stuck on the bottom of our shoe. I don't know about you, but that is one of my pet peeves, right? Gum belongs in the trash. But either way, we have it stuck on the bottom of our shoes. What are we going to do about it? We're going to scrape it off. Right side only. Again, sitting up nice and tall. I want you to take your right foot, you bring it out in front, and you're literally just going to drag that leg back underneath you. So that dragging, you're scraping the gum off the bottom of your shoe, and it requires that your hamstrings power that move. Let's go for 9 more. Scrape. By now, you should feel the back of your thigh really engaging. You should also feel a little of your calves working, right? Let's go for 3 more. Nice. Lots of heat back there, right? Same thing, left side. You got to scrape that gum. Bring that foot out and slide your entire foot back underneath you. Four remain. 3. One last one. Nice. The backs of your legs should be feeling worked. On the lower leg, your calves, up above your hamstrings. So now we've got to focus on our glutes. We're going to remain seated here at the front edge of our seat. What I want us to do is we're going to do a seated hip hinge. So we've done these in our standing class. What we're going to do, ensuring that our spine remains lengthened, so you're not allowed to round the back at all. Hands are starting here on the tops of our thighs. I want you to lean forward, hinging from the hip. Now, in this position, without pushing off of your thighs, I want you to activate your glutes, squeeze them nice and tight, and sit up tall. Again, hip hinge, squeezing the glutes, sit tall. You should feel the glutes working and your erector spinae, so your lower back. Hinge forward, squeeze it up. Again, hands are here for placement, but when I'm squeezing up, you should not be using your upper body or your arms at all. So if it is an option for you to not hold on to your thighs, I encourage you not to hold on. But remember, our focus is where? In our glutes. We might be sitting on them, but that doesn't mean that they can't be the ones powering this move. Let's get 4 more. Nice work. Take a moment just to relax. As we're taking this moment, bring your heels right below your knees. Lift your toes on both feet as high as you can and bring them down. The work is on the lifting. Lift as high as you can, bring them down. The anterior part of our shin, your tibialis, that's what we're working right here. We're trying to really strengthen our ankles, right? We want to make sure that we keep very strong ankles. That way we maintain our power in every stride when we're walking. Lift those toes. Just a few more. Lift those toes as high as they go. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to just lift our heels. The work isn't here. I want this to be a light lift. The work is right now, pressing the heels back down. So we lift gently and using all the power in the back of your leg. Press the heels down towards the ground. So it is a calf strengthening exercise. So we're exercising or we're strengthening the opposite side of what we just did. Really pressing those heels down, but still being aware of how much impact you're putting in the ground. So you're not slamming them into the ground, but you are actively contracting as you press those heels down. Let's go for a few more. How about one more? Nice. Well, how about it? How do we feel? Strong? Hopefully ready to start from the top of our circuit. Right side, high knee, contracting with the straight leg. So hands come to the side of our chair. Let's go 10 times on the right. We go up, push it out. Let's get 5 more. Two more remain. Make sure that you're really activating those quadriceps, really flexing, squeezing. Nice. I felt those. I hope you did too. Left side, let's repeat the same thing. Hands are in place, lift, contract, press that heel towards me. Five remain. Make them your best 5, very, very strong. Nice. Whew. Take a few breaths. Make sure that you are still at the front or right at the edge of your seat. We've got to scrape that gum. Let's start with the right side. Out. Scrape it back. Every time I bring my leg out front is when I inhale, I exhale as I straight back. I do want you to be pressing a little force down towards the ground so that you create extra resistance for the back of your leg to work against. That was it. Take a break. Left side, same thing. Press it out, squeeze it down as you're pulling it back. Keep scraping it. Nice work. Woo! As we sit here, I want everyone to just kind of feel out. How does it all feel? Pretty worked, right? It's amazing what we can do while remaining seated and not adding any external resistance. Now, bringing your feet underneath your knees, we are working that hip hinge. So remember, your back remains at full extension. For this next round, I'm going to offer maybe the option to bring our hands hanging at the sides of our body. We are not going to hold on to anything. Our back remains flat as you hinge forward. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. Remember, you should feel this in your glutes as well as mildly in your erector spinae. So that's your low back. But it should never feel like any type of pain. If anything, you should feel like you're actually doing some kind of good work. Imagine that you have two heavy bowling bags at the sides of your feet. You're lifting them straight up. How about we get 3 more? Lift. Every time you lift, squeeze it up. One last one. Squeeze those glutes up. Good. Good. Everything should be kind of crying out to you right now. We like that. Okay, let's lift those toes. Bring them down. Lift the toes. We're lifting as strongly as we can, really focusing on engaging those shins. Remember, we're looking for better ankle strength, increased ankle mobility, trying to reverse the hands of time, right? Getting those ankles to behave and do a little more than they have been. Good. From here, we're going to leave those toes on the ground. We're going to just lift our heels and strongly press down. Really focusing now on the posterior lower leg strength as we press down into the ground. But remember, we're not slamming those heels into the ground. We're staying in control. And we are keeping or being mindful of what the impact we're placing in the ground. I don't want your joints to suffer later. How about 2 more? Nice work. Good. Folks, we are at the top. The first move is the best, and this is the final rotation that we're going through it. Sitting right at the front edge of your seat. Keeping nice strong abs, hands are at the sides of your chair. Lift the right knee, flex the quadriceps as you press your heel away. Big exhale every time you're extending that leg. Really flex, squeeze. We've got 4 remaining. Lift high, extend out. One last one. Nice work. Left side, same thing. Let's lift, press. Lift that knee, press that heel out, squeezing those quadriceps. 5 remain. Squeeze. Two more. Really focusing on the contraction in that thigh. Nice work. Whew. We're gonna scrape that gum. Right side, bring that leg out. Squeeze as you scrape back. Remembering, you're going to get more out of this move if as you're dragging your foot back, you're also applying some downward force. Now, I wonder if any of you are gum chewers, and if any of you are ever guilty of spitting it on the floor. Maybe this will have us all think twice, right? Good, that was 10. Left side, bring that foot out and pressing down as we pull back. Really focusing all of our attention on our hamstrings, right? The back of our thigh. How about 3 more? Nice work. Sit up nice and tall. Keep your spine at full extension so there's no rounding of the back, right? Before, when we hinged forward, we were picking up bowling bags, remember? You have that option again, so you can pretend like you're picking up heavy bags, but if you do want to add a little more challenge, then we're going to increase the length of the lever a little bit. We're going to bring our arms up. This is going to distribute the weight a little differently. If you feel like bringing your arms up is going to force you to round your back, then forget this option because your back has to remain flat. We hinge forward, activate the glutes, and squeeze from them as we lift. Again, you hinge forward, really focusing on squeezing those glutes every time you lift. Keeping your glutes very, very tight. Just a few more remain. One last one, really squeeze. Nice work. Bring your feet or your ankles bring your ankles right below your knees. Lift the toes. Tap them down. Lift. All of the work here is on the lift. Really actively trying to get those shins working and as strong as possible. 2 more. Keeping the balls of your feet and your toes on the floor, just lift the heels and powerfully pressing down. How about 4 more? Press down into the ground. Nice work, folks. Let's bring our right leg at out in front, extending, straightening the leg, lift it ever so slightly off of the ground, and let's just roll through our right ankle. Now let's reverse. Nice work, bring that leg in. Left leg, extend it out front, lift ever so slightly, and just roll along the entire ankle. Now reverse those circles. Good. Folks, if you have not grabbed your water yet, please do. Hopefully we're all feeling still very powerful and ready to continue with our workout. We are shifting all of our attention to our upper body. Folks, because the moves that we're doing today are going to require that our arms are at the sides of our body, I am going to suggest that we all sit on our seat a little differently. So I am coming and sitting at a diagonal. This way, my arms have nothing in the way, right? So right here, the seat's not in my way. If your seat is narrow enough where you don't have to rotate, that's fine. But what I want, before we do rotate, carefully reach down and grab your weights. Now remember, before you go down, I always will remind you, you don't want your head below your heart. Whether you're just reaching down for something, if you're doing any type of a forward fold, for the majority of our population, right, it's not safe for you to let your head go below your heart. I don't want you to get dizzy, lightheaded, or even faint. So we're going to place our hand on our thigh so we have support. As we come down, reach for one weight, bring it out in front. Reach for the other weight, bring it out in front. The whole time your head remains above your heart, you're safer that way. Safety always first, folks. Remember that. Okay, so now we are sitting at a diagonal. I do want you to place one weight in each hand. We're starting with a hammer curl to press. So, arms are right at the sides of your body, starting with keeping your elbows attached to your body. Palms are both facing each other. We're going to curl, and then we're going to press. Nice. So what I like about this exercise is that we're not only working our biceps, but we're training our shoulders. And our shoulders get a little break every time we're doing the hammer curl. So it breaks it up just a little. And it's a multi-joint movement, so it's a lot more functional, and it's a lot more like any activity that we would do in our daily life. The whole time I'm keeping a neutral spine, and I'm keeping my abdominals braced. Doing so is supporting our low back. How about we go for 3 more? Nice work. Place the weights on top of your thighs. Give yourself a moment to recover, catch your breath. Now folks, remember I mentioned we're going to keep our abs braced. So this next move, we are going to rely a lot on the support of our abdominal wall. Remember how in the lower body circuit we hinged at the hip and we kept our back nice and flat? We're going to take that move, so we're hinging at the hip, we're keeping extension in your spine. Now both arms, I'm going to bring my elbows up and back. From here, I'm just going to extend straight back. Bring it in. So we're working our triceps, and we're working both, which we rarely ever do. but this is requiring a whole lot of upper body stability, and I know that you're ready for it. So you're pressing your arms straight back and you're activating in those triceps. How about one more? Nice work, sit up. Okay, so now triceps and biceps are going to help to stabilize this next move. We're going to bring our arms to a 90-degree position. Elbows remain secured at your sides of your body. Palms are facing each other. We're just going to open out nice and wide, bring them together. So we're working on our shoulder stabilizers, those rotator cuffs. We're just stabilizing and strengthening in them. Now, we all have to personalize our range of motion on this one. For some of us, we may want to move in a very small range. For others of us, we may want to maximize our range. You pick what works for you. Either way, by now, you should be feeling that work. How about 3, 2, one last one. Nice work. Place the weights on your thighs. How are you feeling? That's pretty intense, right? They're not huge movements, but they're very effective. That was the 3 we'll be doing. I think those 3 are enough. Would you agree? Notice how I'm giving us a break. We're taking a moment. Whenever we do any type of strength training and we work big groups of muscles together, you do want to give yourself enough of a rest or recovery period in between before you repeat, right? You want to let your muscles prepare themselves to do the work. Okay, I think we're ready. Weights start down at the sides of your body, sitting up nice and tall. Elbows are secured to your side of your body. Let's hammer curl, press up. Five remain. Last 3, folks. One last one. Nice work. Place those weights on your thighs. How are we feeling? We okay? Hopefully that's a big yes. So again, brace in your core. Hinge forward. Keep that spine nice and flat. Take both of your elbows, lift back. From here, extend. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ooh, my arms are shaking. How are yours? 1. Nice work. Did you feel that as much as I felt that? Hopefully so. Take a moment. I've got the beads of sweat activated. Okay, weights are in each hand, palms are facing each other, elbows are secured at the sides of our body. We start in the center, just open out, working those rotator cuffs. We've got 3, 2, one last one. Nice work. Place the weights on your thighs. Give yourself a little recovery break. How are you feeling? Good, I hope. Folks, we have one more round of these upper body exercises. So as we do, give our muscles a chance to recover, as we catch our breath, let's also give ourselves a little pep talk. We only have one more time to do these. We are very, very powerful and very, very strong. So hopefully we're excited. We're gonna make this last set the best set. With every move, I want you to be very mindful of what's happening and really mindfully activating all of the muscle tissue, right? So we are gonna contract every time those joints flex. Yeah, we're gonna keep our cores very, very tight. I know, I can already hear some of you now. You're saying, yeah, sure we are. That's the goal anyway. So we start sitting up nice and tall, brace in your core, hammer curl, lift, and press. Halfway, we have 5 remaining. Curl and press. 3 to go. One last one. Nice work. Rest your arms. Folks, I'm going to bring myself back to sitting right in the front of my chair. We are going to hinge forward, but I'll give you another moment to recover. Now notice when I hinge, I'm keeping my chest, or I'm keeping my chest still somewhat lifted because I do not want to round. I'm not bowing into it, right? I'm just hinging forward. My neck remains in extension with my spine, so rather than looking straight down, or rather than looking forward or straight forward, I am looking at a diagonal. We want to make sure we keep everything neutral. So, hinging forward, taking your elbows back. We're going to extend straight back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Sitting up nice and tall. Taking it all in. One more final set for our rotator cuffs. Arms are at a 90-degree angle. Elbows are secured at the sides of your body. Start with the weights right in front and rotate them open. We have 5 remaining. Open nice and wide. Bring them in. 4, 3, 2, one last one. Nice work. Place the weights on your thighs. Carefully reaching down. We're done with these weights. We're going to place them down at the sides of our chair. I'm sure that right now your rotator cuffs are burning, shoulders are probably feeling fatigue, biceps might be tired, your triceps might be tired. Overall, hopefully you're feeling pretty worked. If you're not already sitting at the front edge of your seat, I would like everyone to get themselves to the front edge of their seat. Now, lean back, hands, reach for the back edge of your seat. Now, you either can place your elbows on the back of the chair, or keeping your hands placed secured back there, let your upper back touch the back of the seat. Your lower back remains neutral, so I don't want you to slouch in your chair. I want you to keep yourself neutral, okay? So you have to support yourself here. Your legs are coming out in front. All we're doing is lifting, tap the heels down. Lift. Every time you lift, you're feeling the contraction in your abdominals. It's called a reverse crunch. So yes, your hip flexors are working again, but more than that, you're feeling your abs. Exhale every time you lift. Inhale, coming down. How about 5 more? One last one. Hold it here and release. Sit up. Nice work, folks. Now we're going to transition right into our cool down and stretch. Bringing your legs to a nice wide position, hands on our thighs or right at the edge of our knees. Take a deep breath. Exhale down towards the floor. Inhale as you push off of your legs and roll up. Again, we exhale down into our lap. Inhale, round your back on this one. Really push up. One more. Exhale down. Inhale. Push yourself up. Nice work. Folks, keeping our legs nice and wide, I want you to inhale both arms all the way up. You're going to exhale. Left hand reaches for the outside of your right thigh. Keeping your chest lifted. Keeping yourself in this twisted motion. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Inhale, both arms come up to the sky, face me. Exhale, right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Chest remains lifted. Again, inhale up. We're going to make it a little faster. Exhale, face the right. Inhale, face me. Exhale, face left. Nice work. Bring yourself back to neutral. Still keeping yourself seated at the edge, I want you to inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach back, grab the back of your chair. Push your chest forward, roll your shoulders back. So I want you to feel your shoulders stretching. We worked the anterior deltoid with that first move. When we did the hammer curls, we also did a shoulder press, which really strongly was relying on the front of our shoulders. So here is where they get their break. And release that there. Folks, I would like for you to lift your palms upward. Now we're going to extend our arms out in front, and now drop your fingers. So now you're still showing me your palms, but fingers are facing down. You're going to feel the top of or the backs of your forearms flexing, right? But you should feel some relief on your actual forearm. Trying to extend at the elbow so you get some elongation happening in your biceps. Release, roll through your wrists. Now take both arms, extend out to the sides as if you're stopping traffic. Now here, really press with the heel of your hand straight out. This way you get that lengthening in your biceps, even more so. And release those arms down. Nice work. Folks, right arm comes up. Wave at me. Reach back, pat yourself on the back. Now, rest your palm at the center of your back. Now, your left hand either comes from beneath it or above on your elbow. I want you to support this arm as we feel the stretch through the triceps on your right side. Be sure that however you're supporting yourself, you're not forcing your head to fall forward. Keep your neck still neutrally aligned. And release. Folks, left side, reach straight up, wave at me. Now reach back and pat yourself on the back. Again, now with your right hand, either from beneath the arm or above at the elbow, I want you to support yourself in this stretch. Being sure not to apply any pressure on the back of our head. Nice, release there, shake it all out. Folks, we're still sitting at the front edge of our seat. I want you to rotate your whole body to the right side of the room. You may have to move your weights a little further back. But so here, we're going to drop our left leg in front of the chair. Sliding your left foot back. Try to get yourself in a position where both your right and your left legs are bent at about a 90-degree angle. Depending how far back you're able to go with your left foot, you should start feeling a little stretch in your hip flexor. You should definitely be feeling a stretch in your quadriceps. Now I want you to gently start to rotate your body so that you're looking over your right shoulder, looking at behind the room. Now rotate back towards the front of the room. Now, we're going to rotate our whole body over to the left. Again, on this side, you might have to move the weight. We're still sitting at the edge of our seat. So we're going to take now our right leg, drop it in front of the chair, slide your right foot back. Sliding it back far enough to a point where both legs are making a 90-degree angle, at least. If you can get your right foot to slide a little further back, then you're going to incorporate more, or you're going to add more stretch into that hip flexor. But either way, right now, you should be feeling a stretch in your quadriceps. Now I want you to start to gently rotate your spine, your upper body. Rotate your torso. Look over your left shoulder. Try to look way behind you. Now start to come out of this stretch, rotating your body back to a neutral position. Face me. Nice work. Let's all take our right heel out in front of us. We're going to ensure that we have that dorsiflexion in our ankle, so you're not going to let your foot just lie lazily. You're going to pull your toes straight back. Lean both hands into your left thigh as you hinge forward. My right leg is fully extended. My toes are pointing straight up. I'm feeling a stretch in my hamstrings and my calves. If you do have the flexibility, I want you to reach for the toes on your right foot, pull them back. Don't worry if you can't accomplish this position. Now release the foot if you have hold of the foot. All of us with our hands on the top of our left thigh, push yourself back up. Slide that foot in. Extend your left leg out in front. Again, first focus on the full extension in your left leg. I want you to lean into your right thigh as you hinge forward. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Feel as you pull your toes back how your calves are receiving a little love as well. Again, if you have the flexibility, reach for the toes on your left foot. Pull them back. Release those toes. Push yourself off of your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Folks, we did it. Let's all take one big breath together. One or both hands are coming all the way up to prayer as we inhale. Exhale, both hands down to heart center. From here, I invite you to make a heart. My favorite part of every time we're together. I leave you with my love and my respect. Folks, thank you for being here. See you soon.